What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Garrett. I'm a seven-figure Amazon seller showing you guys how you can make a living off Amazon as well. In today's video, we're going to be talking about my favorite and likely most successful way to source online arbitrage products. Sort of looking for those blind spots in the market where a lot of other sellers aren't necessarily accustomed to looking. So stay tuned to the video and enjoy. So my favorite and likely most successful way to source is using Keeper Product Finder to what I call find blind spots in the market. Find blind spots in areas where other sellers either don't know to look or aren't comfortable and confident looking because they don't necessarily know what to make of the data. And so Keeper Product Finder allows us to approach our sourcing and approach the data in a couple different ways to kind of shed light on the products that are sort of unconventional and a lot of times get overlooked. And so the two types of products that I'm going to qualify and bunch together as my favorite sorts of products to look for are products without a sales rank and products that are out of stock in the market on Amazon, but Amazon still wants them in stock, so to speak. And I'll kind of show you and walk you through how to use these filters inside Keeper Product Finder to find both sorts of products. First one being no sales rank products. Obviously, if we click this button right here, our result is going to be, what is that, 607 million products without a sales rank. Most of those, though, are going to be products that aren't really reporting any data, that aren't selling, right? So we don't want to be able to, we don't have to spend time, we don't want to have to spend time sifting through and sorting through and going through all of that product information. We want to be as efficient as possible. So we want to filter out all of the products that are in this sample that aren't selling, right? So we want to focus our attention on obviously products that are selling. And the way we can do that is using our review counter, right? So Keeper Product Finder allows us to sift through and sort products and filter based on the amount of reviews. And you can see as we start to toggle the amount of reviews that are currently active on specific products and specific product listings, this number is going to drastically go down, right? So if we set it at 1,000 reviews, this all of a sudden goes down to 400,000 products from 607 million, right? If we change this to now 10,000, this is probably going to be a couple thousand, 68,000. Right, and so we could even sort this down even more, right? So these are going to be 70,000 products that don't have a sales rank that are likely being missed by, the tactical arbitrages of the world, and a lot of like the software, the automated softwares, because they're sifting and sorting and filtering based on sales ranks, right? Ordinarily, a lot of newer sellers, when they're looking for products, I'm looking for products within the top 50,000 in a specific category, given this brand and velocity and all these sorts of things. However, when they set parameters around the sales rank, they miss these products that we're looking for now. So 70,000 products that are meeting our given criteria. And we could also use either category filter, brand filter. We could even do a specific price point, right? So I use a prep center, and so typically we're not looking for a lot of small and light products, so we'll set this at, call it 15, right? So it allows us to pay the prep center and all those sorts of things, right? We can eliminate Amazon, which I don't really know if Amazon's going to be allowed on a lot of these products. They actually are. And so we'll couple that, right? We'll filter Amazon out of stock, but we'll couple that with a longer term Amazon out of stock. So we can use Amazon, right? 90 days out of stock. We'll set this at 80%. So over the past 90 days, we're going to be filtering out. So most of products that Amazon is out of stock at currently, they have been out of stock. And we could also, just to kind of boil this down to less than 1,000 or so, we can pick a specific category, right? So if we want to be looking in grocery, now we're down to 48 products. 48 products that don't have a sales rank, that have 10,000 reviews, that Amazon's not in stock in currently. Amazon hasn't been in stock. And so this is going to be a pretty high converting populace of products. We can start to look at some of the keepers. Hey, quick commercial break. I appreciate you guys supporting and following the channel. If you are enjoying this particular video, which I'm assuming you are if you're still watching it to this point, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Scroll down, hit that subscribe button. Helps me out, helps the channel out. Let's get back to the content. In which we can oftentimes find some decent success, if not success within these specific products, success in connecting us to adjacent sellers and adjacent products, right? Because always is the case where if we find one product that's not necessarily even profitable, that's interesting, right? That has and kind of portrays the data elements that we're looking for. A lot of times that can connect us to some smart sellers that then connect us to products or just adjacent products to begin with. So we can kind of sift through a lot of these products. And again, all of these aren't going to have sales rank. And so what we're really looking for as we're qualifying these products are products that have a kind of a buy box line, a FBA line that moves, right? That one's going up and down. That shows people coming in and out of stock. That's interesting, right? As opposed to something like this is another good one, right? That line is going up and down. This is something that's clearly selling, that clearly has competition. That's something that we're interested in. As opposed to something like this, for example, right? It's very boxy, very flat. That's not something that we would necessarily be interested in. This one as well, right? Very boxy, very, very flat. As opposed to this one's also very interesting, right? A lot of competition, price going in and out of stock, or price going up and down, sellers going in and out of stock. It just shows that things are happening, and that's necessarily a product that we're going to want to kind of try and reverse source and try and find a source or site from. So this is the first method that I really, really like to use, again, to try and find the blind spots in the space, the blind spots in the market where other sellers, newer sellers aren't confident and looking confident in and just looking in general. The second one, and this one is where Keep a Product Finder gets very, very powerful, is where we can look for variation listings that don't have any stock, right? I'm sure you guys have come across listings where if they're shoes, for example, the 8, 9, 10 are in stock, and you can click on them and see all the data, but that 11 is maybe blurred out, right? You can't click in and you can't see the data. That's because it's just out of stock. It doesn't necessarily mean you can't sell it. It's just out of stock, so Amazon makes it hard to access that data. Keepa solves that problem, right? So if we set the max of both of these FBM and FBA markets at 0, instantly our sample is going to be 17 million products that are out of stock across every single seller in the marketplace. If you wanted to, we can restrict it to variations to make sure to focus on specific sizes or colors or maybe flavors of products that are out of stock. So we can click this button right here, and now we're left with 1.7 million products that abide by those criteria, that are out of stock at a specific time period. Now what we want to do, right, is given that there's clearly not going to be a buy box now because it's out of stock, we're looking for products that have sold in the past. So if we just set a buy box minimum of, call it 1, that should turn on. I guess that didn't really do much. What we will do is, because we know a sales rank is cumulative, right? It's not necessarily pertaining to a specific size or color. It's being contributed to from all of the variations. So we can use our sales rank filter. We can set this at a max of, call it 50,000. I think that's 5,000, 50,000 for the past 90 days. And that's going to make a big dent in that sample. We can set either a brand. So if you wanted to look for Nike products, you can do that here. But in this case, we'll do clothing. Right? We'll do clothing and apparel. And so now we're left with 120,000 products. We'll do the Nike. We'll turn on the Nike brand. So now we're left with 230 Nike products that have a variation of the listing that are out of stock across all the sellers. Now, something interesting happens, right? So when we start to look at some of these, we're really interested in the ones that have some sort of sales data previously, but are out of stock now. See, this one's very interesting because we can see the blue line is existent, but then it gets choppy. That means people are coming in and out of stock quickly, right? That means the product is selling. So this would be something that's interesting. And then again, this one is very interesting. The blue line exists. That means the seller's in stock, but it's choppy. It goes in and out of stock. All these ones, this is another one. This has a very thorough sales history. So this is something that would be very interesting to start to try and sell. But something interesting. This is the Keepa graph pertaining to this specific size, right? The navy large, I guess it's purple large. If we click on it, Amazon's going to kind of glitch out, right? So if we come down here, That's the keeper graph that we would expect, but then it changes. Amazon, the reason why these products are so powerful is because Amazon doesn't want us to see that data for whatever reason. It doesn't make it easy to see that data. You notice the product we were looking at was the purple large. However, Amazon's trying to show us some extra small. And you notice that little change in the graph. I'll keep moving my face here. We hover over it. This is the keeper graph pertaining to the size. You see it cuts off at the end there. The blue line stops right before current time period. When we click onto it, I don't know if it's going to happen again, right? Automatically goes to the Excel. It'll show us the keeper graph that we would expect that keeper showed, but then it changes, right? Amazon starts to glitch out when we start to look at information that is out of stock. That's why these products are so powerful. That's why it's such a good opportunity to start to sell these sorts of products. That's going to be it for today's video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, like the comment, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next one.